Hi everyone, I thought I'd share this little practice to help stimulate our vagal tone to get more into our parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're feeling anxious or a little bit frazzled or kind of scattered, this technique might be helpful for you. What I would recommend is that you listen to it first. So I will do it, I'll describe it, then I'll do it. Have a little listen, notice how it feels for you to hear it. And if it feels okay, even if it feels pleasurable, calming, you know, all of those nice things, then you can practice it. If it feels activating or like uncomfortable, makes you feel worse, then avoid doing it. Okay, because we never really know how something's going to make us feel. One size doesn't fit all. So yeah. So I'm going to bring my attention by bringing my hands down onto my lower abdomen, kind of between my pubic bone and my belly button. And this is like the area of the dantian, the hara in Eastern practices. And by bringing my hands here, I'm just, as I say, bringing my attention, my awareness there. And then I'm going to make a vu sound. And I'm going to think about bringing the sound from this area. Of course, the sound is going to come from my vocal cords, my breath passing my vocal cords, so it will be happening up here. But with my hands here, there's this sense of the sound emanating from lower down in my torso, coming up through my solar plexus, and then up through the rib cage and the throat, and out through the mouth. And so it's got a deep sound, not so deep that I'm hurting my vocal cords, but probably my speaking tone or a little bit lower. And as I say, it's a vu sound, and I'll just sound it out, and you have a listen. Notice how it feels for you to hear it, and if it feels good, then doing it together, and if not, then parking it maybe for another time. Okay, so I'm just taking a regular breath in and out, sitting comfortably, of course. You don't have to do this sitting on the floor. I'm just doing it for kind of video purposes on the floor, because you'll be able to see this area, but you can do it sitting on a chair. Make sure if you're sitting on a chair that your feet are flat on the floor. Okay, so there's a sense of your body connecting to the seat beneath it, however that is. It might be your bum on the chair, your feet on the floor. It might be, as I am, seat on cushion. And I'm not sitting stock straight upright either. I'm relaxed. Yeah, this is how I sit in my meditation posture. It's kind of a bit slumpy, because then I'm more relaxed and I'm able to soften into the practice. But this isn't a meditation practice. I'm just talking about generally our posture and stuff when we sit. So it can be relaxed, a bit like, you know, like a sack of rice on the floor, and you're letting all of the little grains find their way. So yeah, you might have that image for yourself when you're sitting for this. So yeah, just a regular breath in and out. And then I'm going to do the vu. And just noticing how it feels for you to have heard that. And if it feels good in any way, whatever good means for you, then you can join me. I'm going to do 3 more rounds, and you can join me in the same breath cycle, or if you need to take more breath or less breath, just following your natural rhythm. And so that's our VU practice. The VU was kind of, I don't want to say created, it was developed by Peter Levine of Somatic Experiencing, and he works very closely with Stephen Porges and of Polyvagal theory, and so he developed this method to support clients who were feeling very, very activated. And it's always a good idea, as I say, to have a little listen, check in to see how it feels in your system before doing it yourself, because if it creates more activation, then it might not be the one for you today. However, if it creates less activation, more calm, sense of presence, more contentment, whatever that is, then it might be a good practice for you. And it can be done anywhere. I mean, you don't have to close your eyes even for it. You could do it with your eyes open, and it literally takes a few seconds. And you can do more than 3 breaths. You could just do 1 time if that's all you've got time for, and just noticing what feels good for you and helpful and attainable for you. That's the thing about these practices. It's like, how can we support ourselves to live as much as possible. Let's live as much as possible, right? With these tools, with these practices. And yeah, so of course it sounds, if you are a yoga and meditation practitioner, you'll be familiar with this kind of deep bass-like sound of the Om mantra. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we millennia have been practicing these sounds. Okay, not we in the West, but that they've been practiced, that they've been developed. I've always felt that yoga is a technology to support us to live as much as possible and helpfully as possible in this life. And so when we do this from the vagal toning perspective, from the nervous system perspective, we are stimulating our vagus nerve, which runs from the back of the brainstem, connecting to the cranial nerves and other nerves in the brain, and then it goes all the way down the back of the throat. So of course, when we're activating from the throat, we're activating the nerve there. It goes all the way down the back of the heart and the lungs, the back of the digestive system, and then down to the reproductive system. And I believe this is correct. It goes, in female bodies, it goes right down to cervix as well. And from the cervix to the throat, it has very similar physiology. And I believe this is right, but I need to double check. But I believe when we're embryos, though, that part of us is connected and it kind of separates as the spine grows. So our cervix and our throat are deeply, deeply connected. I think we feel this in our pelvis and our pelvic floor. I think we feel this in female bodies often when we have contraction here. There can be contraction here, there may be contraction here, and so on and so forth. So perhaps opening up space can also really help to open up space in other areas, but only if it feels safe to do so. As I say, we don't want to activate anything with this practice. It's here to soothe and to support us. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so a kind of couple-minute long practice, but a 10-minute monologue of me chatting about it. I hope that's helpful. All right.